Some of just the things, principles and adjustments want to talk about. Number one is we want to protect the paint. A lot of that work is done with the two tops, X1 and X2, as we'll work to see later. There's the bumping, it's the communication that we use. And obviously communicating, you have a good five, a center who can communicate there. So talk about some of the adjustments is to stay where you don't bump, and then matching up, we'll kind of call that our go defense. So when we stay, typically, if your base, we're saying if the pass is below the free throw line, we will have our tops automatically bump, even if the defense hasn't shifted. So staying is just no bumping. So sometimes that's an adjustment to make based on what teams try to do when they try to get movement after you're bumping and take advantage of that. Some rules that we do have when the ball's in the high post. Obviously, a lot of zones are trying to get the ball into the middle or people position there. Number one, don't guard. We say don't guard the butt, meaning if people are in the high post, they don't have the ball, or if they have the ball back to you, let's give them some space back up. Deny the elbow entry pass oftentimes with the tops. If a top is guarding on the wing, the other top's on that ball side elbow. Sometimes we'll start with a top on the ball. The other one will be in an eye alignment there. And the ball typically goes in the high post. If there's one person there, we're going to guard that with the five unless there's an overload. A four high alignment, which we'll see, we always want to work to get matched up there. And then if it goes in the high post, the wings know that they will need to drop. All right. So going to get into clips soon here, and we'll get into kind of ball screen action. So right now we're going to go into some clips that will show just the zone defense in general. It's just in my synergy. I prefer to kind of keep it there. So we'll get that up for you guys. All right, so this will consist of just some different zone adjustments and principles. We'll get more into ball screens later, and then our baseline plays as well. Let me turn off this one. All right, so with how we like to do it, we want to get matched up. I'm showing clips from my last school, but we like to try to have one of our tops, X1 or X2, they are going to be the ones who attach to the ball, and from there we are essentially matched up. We're not going to just stay in one area because you're playing the bottom right. You're going to move, you're going to cover overloads in the high post, sometimes even come all the way through. Right, so here this team is really trying to spread themselves out, use a deep short corner, and try to obviously keep that soft spot open in the zone. So our job is to not get too stretched out while covering. So here they're able to send a cutter through. All right, so good action there in terms of activity, talking, communication. Obviously, some things that I think you really got to emphasize when you're in the zone is making sure you're stopping penetration. All right. Always want your guards talking and pointing here. All right, so we're coming up with our bottom X3 guarding on that wing, ready to bump, but here staying here. All right, so the tops are exchanging, doing a better job here of having the arms up in the passing lane. So right now we're getting an overload, all right, in this instance. Our other bottom came all the way over to help cover the overload. We don't want, if everyone's on this side of the court, we don't want to keep someone guarding nothing. I think you should always have an idea whether you're talking and pointing, let your teammates know you're there, but we want to keep guarding the space. All right, so from here, we're going back. In this instance, she's coming over our opposite bottom. Ball side bottom is coming to cover the high post. She kind of has nowhere to guard. but we're getting in there. So she's now trying to bump her back out. And this top is being ready to guard these two on this side. So we're able to get some activity and cover ground. Ideally, we're able to get that bottom out there to cover quicker. We never want two people guarding one unless it's a double situation. So this is a team that's typically just doing, you're seeing some 3-around-2 action here. Transitions, very important. All right, sometimes we will also just allow them to get the ball into the high post. And if the ball goes into the high post, one adjustment that we make is if the ball goes from the high post to the block, that's automatic switch to man. So that's just an adjustment. Obviously, if you're a zone team, you stay in that, but it does throw people off if you have a cue about when we're switching to man. Sometimes it's 10 seconds, sometimes it's specific spots. If that's a way just to not get broken down when the ball goes into the high post. Right, so this is an example here of they're flashing in. All right, we're talking about staying or bumping. We eventually bump here. What we have to do is then this bottom needs to jam this cutter a little bit and release to the 5 to cover, and so they can get out quicker on the shooter. All right, so they obviously missed a shot, but we were a little late getting there, getting out on a shooter, but we do contest when it is a shooter and work to run them off the line.